Rosie, a bright but easily distracted high school student, dreaded the GEPT listening test. She found it hard to concentrate, her mind constantly drifting like a pollen grain in the wind. Her friend, Kenji, noticed her distress. Kenji suggested visiting the Whispering Woods, a local nature reserve famous for its ancient, moss-covered trees. Kenji suggests practicing in the woods, believing the amplified sounds will aid in focus. Rosie, skeptical but willing to try anything, agreed. They arrived at the Whispering Woods and the environment did not disappoint. It was surprisingly quiet, yet filled with subtle, almost imperceptible sounds. The rustle of leaves, the distant call of a bird, the gentle murmur of a stream. Kenji set up a recording device. He said, "I'll play you mock GEPT passages. Try to concentrate and answer the questions." Rosie struggled with the distracting woodland sounds. She missed crucial details, her mind wandering to the patterns of sunlight filtering through the canopy. Frustrated and defeated, she sat down by the stream. An old woman, Mrs. Ito, who often frequented the woods, approached her. "Having trouble, dear?" she asked gently. Rosie explains her problem to Mrs. Ito, who listens intently. Mrs. Ito smiles warmly and offers her insight. "Listening is not just about hearing the words," she says. "It's about connecting with the speaker, understanding their intention." She instructed Rosie to close her eyes and listen to the stream. "What does it tell you?" At first, Rosie heard only the rushing water. But as she focused, she began to discern different layers. The splash of pebbles, the gurgle of bubbles, the steady, rhythmic flow. "You need to listen to hear the intent behind the conversation," Mrs. Ito said calmly. "Pretend as if you were the listener, not just there to hear the words." "Now," Mrs. Ito said, "let's try the passages again. But this time, try to imagine the people speaking, their feelings, their reasons for saying what they do." Something shifted within Rosie. She wasn't just hearing words. She was picturing scenarios, understanding the emotions behind the conversations. A passage about a lost dog became a story of worry and relief. A discussion about a delayed train turned into a tale of frustration and adaptation. The woodland sounds, once a distraction, now enhanced the experience, adding depth and realism to the scenarios. Rosie found herself anticipating the speaker's responses, understanding the unspoken nuances. On the day of the GEPT, Rosie felt a newfound sense of calm. As the listening test began, she closed her eyes and pictured the Whispering Woods. She imagined the speakers, their emotions, their intentions. She listened, not just with her ears, but with her heart. The words flowed easily, the questions became clear, the answers emerged naturally. Rosie completed the test with confidence. Weeks later, the results arrived. Rosie had aced the listening section. Overjoyed, she ran to the Whispering Woods to thank Mrs. Ito, but the old woman was nowhere to be found. Kenji, however, noticed a small, hand-carved wooden rose lying on the spot where Mrs. Ito had stood. Rosie picked it up, understanding that the greatest lessons are often learned not from textbooks, but from the quiet whispers of the world around us. And from then on, whenever she faced a challenge, she remembered Mrs. Ito's words and the lessons of the Whispering Woods, reminding herself that true listening is about connecting, understanding, and appreciating the stories that surround us.